Good morning, tribe, and welcome to the donut shop at the beginning of the world. I am Dr. Mark Merriweather Vorderbruggen, proprietor of this fine imaginary place. And we drink, well, coffee. It's only coffee. Much needed coffee. I gotta tell you, I'm exhausted. After all the Father's Day festivities and everything, then I had to go and take care of stuff for the real world. Hey, good morning, Kathleen. Oh, man. You sound like my folks. Like every day I call them, it's like, oh, so-and-so died, so-and-so died, so-and-so died. Yeah, this is sometimes I wonder, this is a terrible thing to wonder, but if the ones leaving right now are probably the lucky ones. Hey, good morning, Bobby. Good morning, Jennifer. But positive vibes to you, Kathleen. Sorry about having to go to a funeral. Hey, good morning, Serenity. How are you today? So you may have noticed there wasn't a plant post this morning on Facebook or Instagram. Hey, Donald, I'll talk about that in a second. I'm just so behind in things that I didn't even get a chance to get that up. So I'm thinking to be able to do all the super high priority stuff, I'm going to have to cut back on the foraging plant type posts on Instagram and Facebook and all that. Still going to do the donut shop, still going to do Merriweather's World, but I think the posting plants on Facebook and Instagram is probably going to drop down to 2 or 3 times a week again, just because I got so much going on. As far as mom, still don't know anything. Still trying to get the appointment for the biopsy. So that's about all we got there. Hey, good morning, Charles. Good morning, Cynthia. It is very hot and humid out here today, but we're supposed to get lots of rains. My yard is perking up again, so that's pretty exciting. More coffee. Pardon me. Hey, good morning, Karen. Hey, Serenity. Sorry, life is meh. Sometimes life is just meh, isn't it? I guess maybe that's why, you need the meh to enjoy the good parts, or so I'm told. I'm willing to try and have just a lot of good parts all in a row, but so far that's never seemed to work out. Chirpy was just chirping up a storm here a second ago, and then he or she quit and went off. I don't know what's going on, because had some good advice this morning from Chirpy there, the whole patterns thing. So I was going to talk a little bit about that. Hey, good morning, Wendy. So humans with our amazing brains, yeah, Stacy, I'm sorry. That's a lot of people to lose. Yeah, so people with our amazing brains, one of the keys to our survival is pattern recognition, seeing patterns in places and then assigning importance to them and using them to predict the future. And this is great, except that science has repeatedly shown that we actually suck at pattern recognition. And what that means, and if there is a pattern, humans will pick up on it. The problem is we're like hypersensitive to patterns, and we start seeing patterns where there aren't actual patterns. It's just random things happening, and we feel we can assign some connection between these random things. It's a two-part story. There is a scientific journal called the Journal of Irreproducible Results. The Journal of Irreproducible Results. And it's kind of a joke journal, but it's been around for decades, where scientists can, send in amusing quasi-scientific articles and things like that. So it has a long following. But one semi-truthful article, I guess you could say, it was Faces in Feces, a study of faces in people's intestinal tracts. And what this was a medical doctor who specialized in sort of intestinal and stomach surgery type stuff. And over time, he noticed, like, as this weird jumble of intestines, when he'd open someone up, there would be discernible faces. There'd be like an eye and nose and so forth. And so he started taking pictures of these with the patient's permission. And then eventually wrote this article with a whole bunch of pictures of what looked like faces, staring out from intestines. Kind of funky. Hey, good morning, Tammy. Like the face on Mars and all these different rocks around the world that end up looking like faces, things like that, show how the humans really seek out patterns. We want there to be patterns. We want something to be predictable, even if it's not. Let me just adjust this a little here. Yeah, Jennifer, how many COVID studies are in that journal? I don't know. I haven't paid attention to it in a long time. Hey, good morning, Eric. Good morning, Joe. Good to see you at the donut shop. So I don't know if you saw the Father's Day cake that my younger daughter made for me yesterday that had homemade donuts, frosted donuts on top. The amount of sugar and Mexican food I had yesterday precludes having a donut today. I looked at the donut and I thought it'd be fun to have the donut here, eating a donut during the donut shop. And my stomach and my brain said, no, please, no, please, no. So I'll probably have it for lunch. Yeah. Oh, here. Yep. So faces, and Kimberly points out a thing, the even from a baby, the human brain is actually hardwired to see faces. So it makes sense that we see faces all over the place. But like I said, we take that and we apply it to all sorts of situations. Yeah, Jennifer, she made that cake. Yeah, the 14-year-old. The cake itself was from cake mix, but the donuts were from scratch. The frosting were from scratch. The M&Ms were, of course, store bought. But oh man, it was good. It was like 4 layers. And each layer had the vanilla cream frosting with M&Ms in it, and then chocolate. And it was kind of a dark, bitter chocolate. So it went, whoa, it was so good with the M&Ms. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Jody. How are you today? Hey, Wade. So so patterns. So especially a lot of con artists rely on this. There's this famous con where a con artist will target like 1,000 people and send them, hey, I think this stock is going to do really, really, really well. And he sends it to 1,000 people, and he does this multiple times. And then if the stock does well, then he takes, and says again, hey, look, this stock did so well, I think you should pay me to pick this stock. And some people will, some people won't. But he keeps doing this over and over with just random stocks, and just the people that bite and see, hey, he was right last week and 2 weeks ago and 3 weeks ago. He just comes up and people start seeing this pattern. This guy is right, even though he's just looking backwards and seeing which stocks did well and claiming he picked those. And then people start paying him to pick stocks for them, and then he runs off with their money. Good morning, Holly. Cake is good. Cake is very good. It's like the ultimate breakfast food. It has milk, it has flour, it has eggs. Yep. So Lisa, yeah. Hey, good morning, Urban Girl. Yeah, so along with ballet and being amazing at ballet, the younger daughter, we'll call him mystery Weather or something, or Mambo Weather. We never found a good weather name because she's such a complex child. Just when you think you have her pinned, she's surprised. She's like a hobbit. But anyway, yeah, she's been baking just amazing things for quite a while. Man, when she was 10 or 11, she won first place at a baking contest at our church and beat out all these old ladies and so forth. And it was like one of these, massive thing. They didn't know who made the item, so it was more fair that way. And then she got first place and beat out all these people who had been baking for decades and decades and decades. So yeah, she's made some really, really, really amazing cakes. Hey, good morning, John Mark. You seem chipper today. So yeah, she birthday cakes and Mother's Day, Father's Day, Valentine's Day. Hey, it's the third Thursday of the month day. Things like that. She makes amazing cakes. Mama Weather, my mom used to decorate cakes on the side, as a little side business. And so I've been trying to, when they're together, get some lessons there. So Kessa has been, the younger daughter has been learning the cake decorating and so forth. But more of that has come from YouTube. But she has, all the squeeze bag and the tips and do and does all that stuff. She doesn't seem to like that as much, though. I think it gets a little boring and monotonous. So anyway, hey, good morning, Curtis. Good morning, Katie. Good morning, Michelle. Hey, sorry you've been missing us, but here we are. Yay! The crowd goes wild. The tribe goes cheering, and I drink. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Sherry. Yeah, I wonder if Mom and Dad are here. Hey, Mom and Dad, I hope you're here. Yeah, future. Oh, she loves those cooking contest shows. Oh yeah, she watches those a lot. And there's all these different YouTube bakers that she watches, like Nerdy Nummies and stuff like that. I don't know all of them. She's tried making different videos, but we just don't have the equipment and the kitchen that's really set up to compare to these famous YouTubes. Holly, you froze. Is that my connection? I think so. I seem to be okay here. Storming south of Fort Worth. It is really, really cloudy here, and the humidity is through the roof. I'm sweat is just pouring off my body here. Okay, let me just throw this up here. Okay, drawing Spider-Man into the cakes is boring, but a wild donut gravity-defying cakes are so cool. So one thing she has learned is armature. So those donuts weren't just precariously balanced and held in place by frosting. There were long bamboo skewers that went through the donut deep into the cake to hold the donuts in place. Because in the past she had tried, just sticking things on and having them fall off, and then tears and sadness and, little girl upset with her creation. And then she figured out, hey, if I spike these in place, that works really well. So, yep. Anyway, nice rain north of East Texas too. Good. Yeah, we've been needing it. I'm really looking forward to this rain. I'm also hoping to go mushroom hunting this weekend then, but we'll see. So much going on. Whoop. Someone in need? Someone in need? Oh, cool, Cleo. You have a baby moringa plant for me. I got the spot. I don't know if you can see it. There's actually a pig skull in the spot right now, but that's where I plan on planting it. Menopause. I spend a lot of time menopausing here, Serenity. It's the thing about being outside. But like I said, I am designed for hot weather. I am long, so I can radiate heat a lot, and I'm actually getting pretty good on the reduced internal surface. So round ball shapes are what you want for cold weather. Long, stringy, snake-like shapes are what you want for hot weather. And I'm kind of long and stringy, so I radiate heat really well. I have a lot of surface area from which I can sweat compared to the internal volume. So that's why I much prefer Texas to Minnesota, because I froze my freaking ass off. Well, actually, I froze my fingers and my toes and my knees. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Eileen. 2 cups of coffee, amateur. This is my, this is a 5-cup mug Stein thing. So yeah, I was trying something, a different experiment this morning, experimenting with nutmeg. So we'll see. And I'm thinking I'm thinking it's doing what it's supposed to do. So nutmeg is supposed to be a mood lifter. Think of it almost as a natural antidepressant. And I was, feeling down and stressed by everything that's going on. And I thought, well, let's try the mood. And so, I put the nutmeg in there. I'm happy now. It could be because of you all. I'm thinking a large part of it is because, the tribe is here. We're chilling, we're hanging, we're, socially blending sort of thing going on. But or it could be the nutmeg. I don't know, or probably a combination of both. Kimberly, yay, made for cold weather. We just need the cold weather. Oh, happy first day or second day, or happy early summer. It's funny. You would think, being a nature guy like I am, I'd pay a lot more attention to the equinoxes and all that. But I'm more paying attention to the plants than the sky, and so those things kind of blurb past me. Urban girl, big hug. I like hugs. Okay. Nutmeg smells happy. That is, oh, I love that. Yes. But supposedly nutmeg is actually a strong antidepressant. And like I said, the tribe is also a very strong antidepressant. Hey, good morning, Chris. Man, when I woke up, I didn't sleep well last night. I had a lot to worry about and things, and I was just kind of tossing and turning all night. And then the alarm went off, at 6:13, and it's like, okay, let's do this. Let's get up, shower, eat my egg, drink my coffee. Nutmeg's starting to kick in. Hey, it's time to do the show. Let's do the show. Yay! So, yeah. Oh, okay. Ooh, here's a great thing. Okay. Dan, what are you foraging right now? So right now, in particular, purslane. Lots of purslane out there. And lamb's quarter. Lots and lots of lamb's quarter. And both of the lamb's quarter can be frozen. The purslane can be pickled, so you can actually store it. Wow, I am just oozing sweat here. So those are the two major ones. They're very common right now. There's also a lot of wild sunflower petals, which I like in a small dose because they have kind of a sunflower flavor to add to things, but they also have a slight bitterness. So you got to get them, just at the right time. Yeah, Tina Marie, the amaranth is out. But those are the big thing. The lamb's quarter right now is going in a lot of dishes. Oops. Okay. Hey, Chirpy left. Chirpy, like I said, I came out here this morning setting things up, and Chirpy was just screeching away, yelling, pattern recognition. Don't trust the pattern recognition. And then he or she flew off. I don't know if there's like some good June bugs somewhere or something like that. But whatever. I'm kind of bummed because I like Chirpy. Chirpy is, part of the tribe, and when, tribe member leaves, it's sad. But I'm sure Chirpy had important bird business to do. Yeah, April, there is. So like up in my folks' place in Minnesota, the sun, it starts getting light out like 4 a.m. And by 4:30, it's as light as it is here right now. Which, was great when I was working nights, but not so great, when I wasn't. But yeah, down here, it's still 14 hours. The sun comes up, sun goes down. No long dawn or dusk sort of thing. Yay, summer in Texas. But yeah, Tina Marie mentions amaranth. Amaranth is good. My amaranth patch hasn't been doing as well this year, so I'm not sure. I need to find some around here. Okay. I know, let's see. So I know, Cleo, there is lamb's quarter in that area. I've seen it in multiple places around Woodville and Jasper and Martin Dye State Park and things like that. So, wow, so many comments. Okay. Oh, let's see. This is what eating purslane fresh from the garden have any benefits. So purslane, if you're talking the weed is actually loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. It is one of the few plant sources of this really crucial fatty acid. The omega acids, fatty acids, they make up the myelin sheath that surrounds nerves. That's critical for the nerve transfer through both neurons in the brain and in your body. So it has really beneficial effects there. It's also one of the low density lipids that's good for the heart and for the blood. It's, the lipids you need, not the fat, the high density ones that end up forming plaque. So they help, I'm going to say this, keep the bad lipids from plaquing out on your blood vessel walls too. So it helps with the overall circulation. But yeah, the humans are designed to take omega-3 fatty acids, and usually you get it from animal fats. But the purslane is, like I said, one of the few plants that's loaded with it. Oh, here's another good question, Dion. I have some red amaranth, which has grown tall, about 2 feet. Yeah, the leaves, as long as they are good looking and healthy looking, yeah, go ahead and eat the leaves. And then when the seeds appear, you can eat the seeds, like kiwa, something like that. I never say that right. And then Melanie isn't here this morning. Usually she's the one that corrects me on the pronunciation. But yeah, the red amaranth, really good. The red corn chips were mixed with the red seeds from the amaranth to get the red color there. Hey, Deanne, thank you, much appreciated. Okay, yeah, okay, here's a great one. Okay, Donald, could you use a pickle recipe for purslane? Yes. Okay, if you're going to pickle the purslane, you want to pickle the stems, but take the leaves off. The leaves just turn to mush when you try and pickle them. The recipe I really recommend is in the Blue Book of Canning and Preserving, the pickled okra recipe. It's just water, vinegar, sugar, and dill seed. It's real easy to do. You want to get the purslane stems, as thick as possible, really. Like starting this time of year is good, like almost the thickness of a pencil. The really thin ones, I'm just like looking for a brown. Oh, wait, here we go. You would think with all these sticks around. Okay, so if you're purslane, this isn't purslane, this is a stick. But if it's just a thin stem like this, it's too small yet to pickle. You want to let it get thicker. And then from there, like as you strip off the leaves, use the pickled okra recipe. It will end up looking like a jar of pickled earthworms, but it tastes really, really, really good. Kiwa. Okay, that's the seeds. All right. Okay, just a shout out to Surrender, longtime buddy. He and I went to grad school together. Actually, you were undergrad, weren't you, back then? An amazing person. I will let him brag about himself if he likes. But trust me, he is someone that did something recently for me that was astoundingly amazing. So everyone, yay, special tribe, thank you to Surrender, because he made my life much, much, much better recently. Okay, here's a good question. Have you ever fermented purslane or fermented anything? Oh. Okay, they're mowing the back easement here. So yeah, so I do a lot of not coleslaw, the sauerkraut and the kimchi, and then I also do a lot of fermented vegetables like carrots and radishes and daikon radishes and stuff like that. When I was working down in Mexico at the one restaurant I used to go to all the time, they always, as an appetizer, they had these fermented vegetables that I absolutely fell in love with. And so yeah, as far as purslane goes, I have not tried fermenting that. Okay, let me throw this up here. But yeah, I have not fermented purslane, but I've fermented a lot of other things. So this is why everyone needs to be a shout out for Surrender. So like I said, last Friday when we did the drawing, we were about 53% of the way towards the new computer. And then Surrender covered the other 57%, or 47%, sorry. So absolutely amazing when I opened up the PayPal and there was like, you got mail and you have a whole bunch of money. So I have my computer ordered. Everything's on the way. I'm really excited. I've already received the new hard drive for this notebook. I need to put it in. I'm hoping to put it in tonight, and that will make this part hold better. And then the desktop system, I'll finally be able to go back and start editing all these videos and things like that. And man, I am sweating. Okay, but so super, super, super thank you, Surinder. Absolutely amazing. And this guy, just a cool dude. He always was. Okay, here we go. What is the difference between wild purslane and the garden purslane? Okay, so the garden purslane, also called a lot of times Stonecrop, it's like a purslane that's been bred to have much larger flowers. My experience with the Stonecrop purslane, the Portaluca, however you say it, the scientific name, it doesn't taste as good as the wild purslane. It seems as they bred for beauty, they also added a lot of bitterness into the leaves and stem. There may be a lesson in there somewhere, I don't know, but the flavor isn't as good. And I have not seen any good scientific data on the amount of the omega-3 fatty acids. So we'll, I'll see that. It's edible, but I find it to be, just from a taste alone, I don't do anything with it anymore. I had it growing in my garden, and I was just always disappointed by the flavor. And I like bitter things, but it was just like, nah. It looks good, but no, I'd rather have real food. So, yep. Yes, fermented Bettany root does really well. It looks like a maggot, especially if you throw just a little bit of turmeric in it, and you get this weird yellow sort of thing going on. It's fun. But yeah, the fermented Bettany root, it's almost like a mild fermented radish. It's really good. Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to change shirts before I before I go to work today. Yeah, Stone. I've heard that in high-end beauty products. That's interesting. Maybe okay. So April mentions the Stonecrop. So that is the garden variety of the purslane. Being used in high-end beauty products. So that suggests there probably is the omega-3 fatty acid in it, because that is used in a lot of the higher end. Well, the omega-3 fatty acid is used in the higher end cosmetics. So maybe that's what's going on. Man, you know what? Okay, so yeah, we're going to finish today out here, but I think now with this weather, with the really hot weather here, I think the donut shop at the beginning of the world may move to the kitchen table looking out through the window or something like that, because it is brutally out here. My glasses are fogging up. I actually brought my computer out like 20 minutes before the show started, just so that the camera and stuff wouldn't fog up, but I'm worried that there may be all sorts of condensation in the computer now. Oh well. So yeah, you can't really see my glasses fogging up, but like every time I exhale. But it's supposed to kill COVID, so we'll see. Not that I have COVID, I'm just saying in general. Okay. But yet he drinks hot coffee. Yep. I gotta say that nutmeg is okay. I mean, it's just one day, one test, and like I said, I got the tribe here feeding me all sorts of energy too. But so far, I'm liking the results, and the flavor, the general coffee flavor does seem to hide any nutmeg flavor, or it works with it together so that it's not any sort of thing. Like with the sage, you get this. I drink the sage coffee mainly for the benefits, not for the flavor. The flavor, we'll call it kind of an acquired taste, but the nutmeg in the coffee, that works. Yes. Okay. Yeah, I got it. The nice thing about Houston is during the summer, my skin doesn't crack, split, and fall off. That was one of the big problems in Minnesota. Like the webbing, between my fingers and my nose, it would just dry up and crack like a farmer's field in a drought. Down here, my gills are loving it. So, but you make do. there's better places to live, but this is where I am. I keep thinking, if the Medicine Man Plant Company, I got to do something. If the Medicine Man Plant Company takes off, maybe we'll move to a little plot of land out somewhere. Let me just throw this up here. Boop-a-doo. So, did it go up? Okay, so if you haven't seen it, our website is live, the Medicine Man Plant Co. We don't have any product yet. We're still running into delays. We should hear today if there was a problem again with one of the components, trying to get it. Shipping and everything is all screwed up yet across the world. But was it some? I don't know if it was the goldenrod from Europe or what. Now I forget. Not my side of the business to deal with, but yeah. So long story short, there's our website. Check it out. We don't have any of the products yet, but soon. Hopefully by August we will. So yay that. Okay. Ooh, cardamom is really good in coffee. Yeah, that would be good. So when it takes up, yep. I'm hoping. There's a lot of competition out there, but okay, Lori. Okay. I'm going to jump to Lori's question because it's a good question. Okay, yeah, Lori, you're actually better off waiting to the fall for the chicory root coffee, just because it's still, as long as there's sun shining and the leaves on the chicory are green, it is taking sunlight and carbon dioxide and reacting them and making starch and other compounds and storing them down in the root. So the reason for waiting is so that the root gets bigger, so that you have to harvest less of them and it's less work. So if you harvest right now, kind of right in the midsummer, it's too early. The roots are not going to be full sized. So you want to wait until the top leaves are starting to die. That's when you realize, okay, the plant is done, and then dig up the root then. So on the Medicine Man Plant Co., the prices you will see are pretty high, but it is an absolutely high quality product with the amount of testing and purity checks and everything, making sure absolutely everything is what we say it is and what the farmers say it is and all that. Trust God. Everyone else do some QC analysis. So down to the point of genetic testing of the material as it comes in, and then of course heavy metal testing and pesticide testing and all that. The products are in glass jars, just to avoid any chemical leaching from the plastic. I'm going to put some video up. So since the stuff is shipped in glass jars, there are certain requirements as to what the package can survive. So we started on Friday, and we're probably going to do some more today, where we're basically wrapping the jars in different size bubble wraps and different boxes and so forth, and throwing them off the balcony and dropping other boxes on them. And I was pitching, and my boss was hitting them with a shovel. Basically testing to make sure they can handle the usual Amazon and UPS and FedEx and US Postal Service warehousing and shipping type things. So that's the nice thing. So I think today we'll be continuing to beat the crap out of things, which has its own sort of therapeutic violence involved, to make sure that these glass jars can handle pretty much anything. Like I said, the Amazon, FedEx, UPS, all those, US Postal Service will throw at it or drop on it or throw it at, things like that. So that's kind of fun. All right. Boom. Yeah. So, yep. It's amusing because, like, for Amazon, the requirement is the glass bottle has to survive a 3-foot drop without breaking. And so we did the 3-foot drop, no problem. So then it was, the 8-foot drop, and then it was throwing it up in the air as high as we could and having it fall down. And it still survived there. The hitting it with a shovel like a baseball, that's what finally broke it. So hopefully no one in Amazon is, you know, playing frog baseball or package baseball with the packages, because it may not survive that. So okay, 8 o'clock. I need to change shirts and run. Thank you all. See you tomorrow. Oh, and then so Wednesday on Meriwether's World, Professor Brandon Laurie will be rejoining me, and we'll be talking about fictional books that we've, you know, read as youths and so forth, that kind of set us on our paths that we've taken. So tune in, kind of a book club discussion. A lot of these books are, you know, not just kid books, by the way. They're, you know, both Brandon and I, we started reading adult level books in like the 3rd grade. But yeah, check that out. But otherwise, tomorrow I'll be back. Hopefully, Chirpy will be around with new words of wisdom. Like I said, I really liked his ones this morning. That humans will see patterns even when there are no patterns. That's something that can really screw up our thinking process. Okay, tribe. I'm going to slam the coffee. You slam your coffee, and let's go out and change the world. We are at the beginning of a new age. There's a lot of chaos out there. So it's up to you to make the future of this chaos something that was worth the chaos that we're in now. Yeah. Okay. Love you all. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.